Assassin's Promise by Thomas Woodward. Chapter 148. Tyndall stood in the high-domed chamber, his seat of power. None of the other high seats would aid him. He knew this now. No matter. Even if it dragged his house into poverty, he would see this one thing done while he still lived. He must know if the rumors had been true. Could there really be a secret to eternal life? He had lived long years. Perhaps it was only at the end of his life that he was willing to entertain such childish notions. Even children abandoned such fancies by their 10th naming day. It was madness. But the scout had been a trusted man, himself serving long years under Tyndall's house. This alone made Tyndall hesitate before dismissing such wild claims. He had only had the words of a dying man to go on. Sekile, his trusted scout, had overheard the words of a dead man, a wretch pleading for his very life. No doubt the man had long since lost his sanity. But he had claimed to have seen the impossible. This nameless man, a mere wretch, had claimed to have found the secret to the Ameni, a race of half men, half beasts, who were scarcely more than children's tales. Was Tyndall so foolish to consider the words of a dead man? Could he not accept his fate, with a history of achievements won and enemies bested? Tyndall looked down at his frail arms. The skin was sun-darkened and splotchy from age marks. His deeply cavernous eyes held deep furrows around their edges. Even his voice no longer held the gravity of command. He felt incredibly old, if not yet feeble. How soon before that too would come to pass? He was not ready to step into the grave and give over to the endless sea of midnight. He could feel it some days, rising up to his chest. He would wake from the nightmare, only feeling a vague sensation of time passing and dread. No, he was not yet ready to die. To follow blindly after this mad hope, this whisper of a passing dream, would drain not only his wealth, but also his credibility. However, he could not let Mibalog take his power from him, as he had been trying with reckless abandon for the past several years. The man had a desire that eclipsed the sun. His rival would do anything for glory and domination. Tyndall would not stand in his way for long unless he could do something to reset the scales. No, if he could find this miracle, if indeed it was real, he could utterly demolish his enemies, toppling house after house until each in turn bent to his will. He had not realized he was alone until shadows passed in front of his eyes, stretching from windows long abandoned. Hours had slipped away from him. Precious hours. Damn his servants! Did they not know to anticipate his will? He would see. Sending a group of outriders to the location was a small step, but he needed to do more. He would need to marshal an army. They would march into the remote desert where the man had been found, and Tyndall would discover the truth. None could stop his command, although many of his officers could openly oppose him. They could voice their concerns, but they could not stop him. Not yet. Was this the very secret Mibalog had gone to such lengths to uncover, out in the twisting sand?